What's up, everybody? All right, let's talk about making your blues solos, your pentatonic solos, and then on into some of your more advanced and modal solos, a little bit more communicative. What I mean by that is we don't want to be just rambling through notes. And I'm going to use the blues and the pentatonic to kind of show you how to, in a sense, have a conversation, or at least tell a story through what you're playing. If your notes and your phrases don't really have purpose, it's the same thing as just sort of speaking without purpose. One sentence and then your next sentence doesn't really have anything to do with the first one. You're not really telling a story. It's not really going anywhere, right? And if that's the case, then no one's really going to be listening to it. So hit me up on social media below and subscribe, all that good stuff, because there is a really great course that's coming out soon that I'm really excited about. There's also a part 1 and 2 that is a little bit more practical about some of these notes, our tension notes, our neutral notes, and then our home bass notes and all of that stuff. But let's get into it. Our main issue that we see, just as people are starting to get into this sort of improvisation and learning the pentatonic scale, is giving away the root note, the home bass note, a little bit too often. I'm just going to run through a little bit of an example of that. Now I'm in A, right? And I have an A blues backing track here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end each phrase with the root note. And you're going to hear, I want you to really hear how it sounds. Now, the reason that we really like that root note is because it does sound nice and sweet to us. And it starts to develop a sound in our ear before some of the other notes in the scale start to develop, right? So what I mean by that is, it could be kind of hard to hear the other notes as tensive, as sort of neutral, but we can start to really hear this home bass note pretty well, pretty early on in our solo. So here we go. This is going to be sort of landing on that home bass note, giving it away too much. What starts to happen there is that note starts to lose its value, really. And it starts to get a little bit tired on the ear. If I were to continue that along for another 12 bars especially, it would just, it would almost subconsciously to the listener just be like, man, I don't know, what's going on here? Why does this feel tired? And for us as players too, we're not sure why we're getting those kinds of sounds. This is very, 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 very productive to learn, because we always think that we need to do more and add more notes to the scale when we start getting into this sort of like, what's wrong with my solos, right? We're not really understanding that it is a much simpler, more musical, more communicative problem. And instead we're actually going to dilute it even more by adding more notes to the scale, right? So let's go now into a call and response, which obviously tends to be a little bit more my favorite. And I want you guys to listen to how I'm going to build the tension, the call, with the tension notes, and then resolve it with the home bass notes. If you listen back to that, you'll hear that it wants that home bass note. We sort of want that as we build that tension. Now, if I do this sort of same idea, but I'm only going to build tension now. Now we're going to see the opposite side of the spectrum. So we had too much of the home bass note started to lose value, right? We felt it was almost like as if we were too safe, or when we were telling a story, we weren't building the story up, right? It was just sort of like, it's almost just sort of like, I went out today, and yeah, it was fine. Oh, I did this, and yeah, it was fine. I went out for a drive today, that was fine. There was no no reason for us to want to hear what was happening next because it wasn't being built up. Now, if we build up a story, with all of these instances that are sort of unresolved, rather than sort of building up and then resolving it at the end, then we're sort of like, hey man, is this going to go anywhere? Like it's almost sort of like complaining, we're building up all of this sort of tension without a resolution. So let's listen to what that sounds like. And I want you to really think about here. So all tension notes now. I really wanted to play that tension note. Sometimes that's hard to do. So now you can sort of hear, all right, we're going to need a little bit of a mix of the two, right? Now, just like if you're telling a story, problem, resolution. All right, we could sort of add to either the build up, the problem or the resolution by just adding something that's a little bit more neutral. It's almost giving a little bit more information without adding to the issue itself, right? Or if you sort of are telling a story, and you say like, yeah, I was driving to work and some dude bumped into me, and then you add a little bit about the car that person was driving, right? Instead of saying like, yeah, that person bumped into me, and then saying like, oh yeah, and then somebody else threw their shopping cart into the side of my door, and then, oh man, the airbag went off. So now you're just listing problems, right? And instead of listing a problem, we don't need to resolve it necessarily right away, but we can just add a little bit more information to it, okay? So now we're gonna start adding some neutral notes in with our tension and our resolution here. To hear that we don't just need to ping pong back and forth between the two. Great exercise to do, to build that tension and then resolve it, and build the tension and resolve it. But sometimes we want something that's a little bit more neutral. So let's get into that now. Let's just kind of see what happens here. I might go for 2 rounds. Sort of adding a little bit of a mix of everything there. And now we sort of understand that when we're sort of telling a story or communicating with somebody, that it isn't all tension, problem, right? That gets tiring. It isn't just stating facts, so everything is sort of resolved, right? And it also isn't that everything is neutral. We're mixing everything up there, and we're giving a little bit of a navigation. If it was tension resolution sort of constantly, that two would develop a pattern that would be tiring. You know, we need a little bit of information that isn't going to make us feel the tension, that isn't going to make us feel, you know, the resolution, and sort of onward with that. So I want you to experiment with that and really try to hear those out. And like I said, this is sort of a part 3, a little bit more applicable because I'm just using the first position, kind of snuck up there to the second position of the pentatonic, but really just the first position, you know. And once you sort of learn the other positions of the pentatonic, you can apply this to those those positions, and it'll just make your solos that much more compelling. What's really great about this is you could sort of develop what these statements almost mean to you. It's the great part about playing an instrument rather than singing that has a vocal where you're sort of trying to match the phrase up with what you're saying, right? We don't have anything that we're saying, so we're really just emoting here. And just like lyrics should be, not all the time, just like they should be, or just like speaking should be, it should have some sort of a purpose to it. And it shouldn't just be rambling on or repeating the same thing over and over. So I hope that helps. You know, there's a lot to unpack here. This is something that, you know, it's just a continuous work and really, really understanding that your guitar solos are not just supposed to be rambling. Right now you're sort of understanding how to move away from that rambling. And also understanding that we don't need to add more notes and more positions of the pentatonic and all that stuff. And especially not until we sort of understand how to use the first position. So great, everybody. Thank you all so much. And I will see you soon.